Before this episode begins, I just want to thank everyone who's been tuning in, and a special thank you to our patron, Kevin. And if you want that special thank you shout out at the beginning of every episode, like Kevin, you can go to patreon.com/pastime. Regardless, I'm just happy that you're here to listen. And there are other ways to help out. You can subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. You can come check me out on Instagram. It's all at Pastime Thinker Podcast. Any kind of support would be greatly appreciated. Even just listening is amazing. So thank you. Without further ado, though, here's my episode with Bryson. Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the Pastime Thinker Podcast. I'm your host, Frederick Piquet, and today my guest is another return guest, Bryson McB. How you doing, man?
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I hope this is a little bit of redemption compared to the last episode. I kind of did you dirty with the audio, with the volume levels.
I mean, don't blame yourself. Maybe it was a little bit of my fault. But,
it was 100% inexperience on my end.
No, it was all my fault. I'm sorry.
So yeah, like something I wanted to talk about. I've been noticing what you do. You're doing this 90-day physical challenge, exercise challenge thing.
Yep.
What's that about? Is that something you decided to do? Is that like an actual trend that's going on?
Yes, it's definitely something I'm deciding to do. I actually had a hernia in my stomach back in August from that job that I was doing where I was a mover.
Okay.
And then so I'll try and tell this quickly. Well, I mean, it is Pastime Thinker Podcast, yeah. Anyway, so August, I get the hernia. I didn't know I had a hernia until like about mid-September. So like I just had this like I had like sciatic back pain. I had a hernia in my stomach, and it was just a double whammy. So I couldn't go to that job anymore. Okay. And so then September comes around. Doctor tells me he thinks I have a hernia, and then I couldn't lift more than 15 pounds for 3 months.
Jesus.
Maybe. Yeah. And so going from lifting hundreds of pounds a day to not lifting anything for like a month, and then not being able to lift more. They even said not even 15 pounds. They said 7 pounds. Like I told them like that's impossible. I got to get like the groceries out of the car, and that's more than 7 pounds. So
you just doing like all your shopping around it. Like, how much does that pack of ground beef weigh? Is that can't get it.
Adding up kilograms, just yeah, no. It was awful. So I actually lost like 15 pounds because of the diet for the hernia. They said like it's called a hiatal hernia, and at least that's what they told me I had. I actually don't know if I had it, or I don't know, because
they didn't. Was this just them like erring on the safe side? Like, this is like the symptoms of what it probably is. We're just going to treat it like that's what it is.
Pretty much.
Avoid this, eat that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, so they told me what it was, and then I looked it up, and then I looked up. I think they only told me like avoid spicy food, which I know it sucks.
I would die without spicy food. I love spicy food.
Spicy food's amazing. So I couldn't eat spicy food. I had to like watch the amount of fat I had. So like the really only like fats I would have were like eggs in the morning. Okay. And then even that was like the hernia creates like an acid reflux.
Okay.
So I couldn't. They also told me, or the suggestion for the diet was you can't have caffeine. So I had to cut out coffee, which like I like drinking coffee, and I can't have tea, and I like drinking tea.
Not even like there's caffeine-free teas, aren't there?
Even decaf.
Not decaf, but like isn't there non-caffeinated teas?
I found one.
Because So I know
And
that there
then,
is a difference between decaffeinated and non-caffeinated.
yeah, that's so it took me a while. I was kind of experimenting with things. And then, so while I was doing this and then not working out, and all I could really do was like go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucked. And then, uh, yeah, I just eventually got better. I went to physio every week for a little bit, and then every 2 weeks, and then it got to the point where like, okay, I don't want to see you for a month. You're
I don't.
progressive.
I don't
Yeah,
want to see you for a month.
get out of
Get
here.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So they uh, they gave me a list of exercises to do when I got to a certain point when I was improving, and they're like, okay, because you're coming here every week, we're not seeing like a drastic change. So if you come back in a month, we can see how much you've improved.
Mm-hmm.
So I just followed the exercise they gave me, and then they also suggested like play around with your diet. Like you may you may need to just figure out what works for you, maybe what times. They also suggested when at the beginning of this was like don't eat after 8 p.m.
Is that a real thing? I've always heard that like there's like certain things that can happen to your body depending on when you eat. Like, is that like it's nothing like I've ever like actually done any research into. It's just something I've always heard about that like you shouldn't, you know, drink caffeine after this time. You shouldn't eat period after this time. Like, is any of that like
I think
accurate?
I think some of them might be accurate. I think it's also depends on your own uh like your own rhythms, like your
Yeah,
own circadian body rhythms, you know.
yeah.
It's I think some people can some people can just consume whatever and then go to sleep like it's nothing.
That's what I've always done. To be completely honest, I've
Yeah,
always done that. I've always eaten immediately before bed.
yeah. I used to do that, and then I somehow I think I've played around with just how I eat and what I do so much that I don't know, I've kind of experimented with myself that I've kind of learned certain things work for me and certain things don't work for me. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I used to just
Yeah, but like
yeah.
I like I've known you for a few years now. Like yeah, like you eat big, but like you don't really eat anything unhealthy. Like well, for the most part, of course, like you eat unhealthy probably from time to time, but like you're very conscious of what you're eating at all times. Like
Try to be. Yeah.
try to
Try to
be.
be. Try to
Like
be.
I remember I don't know how long you did it or if it just took us a while to like catch on to it, but like when you would go to the cafeteria and order like 5 just grilled chicken breasts, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I remember like I remember like being like with you when you made that order and just the look this lady gave you of like, "What? You don't want it like in a burger? You don't want you're like, "No, I got a
No,
salad
just
right here and I just want like just plain chicken breast."
yeah. Yep. I mean, I saw the way to adapt, and I went for it. I just yeah,
It
I don't want to keep at it. Like if I had to eat a chicken burger, I would just throw the bun out. Like I
yeah.
don't know. I was very conscious of how much I was eating. I still am.
I try to
But
be, but like I fall off the horse. Like I was doing the keto diet for, you know, nearly a year and like
mhm.
I just fell off the horse. Like I just stopped.
You were liking it though, right?
I was getting really good results. Like I understand that like with all diets, like certain diets are both beneficial or cannot be beneficial for different people, but like for me, I got lucky, but like keto worked well for me. I know that it might not work well for other people and it might work better for other people than me, but like I got the desired results I wanted out of it, but like after a while, well what the issue was, I wasn't experimenting with the cooking as much. So like I was
Mm,
eating very repetitive meals, very
hmm.
repetitive lunches. Like I was just getting tired of it. I was getting bored of what I was eating, and it's completely on me because I wasn't, you know, actively looking out more recipes, more this. Like, I was just like going with what I knew was safe. So I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah. So like I got like non-sugary vegetables here, and like I guess like 3 pork chops. Like that's my dinner every day this week.
So it just got too repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like at the time that's when I was working as a laborer landscaping, and like I would just bring like my lunch every day for like 3 or 4 months was like literally just like 4 boiled eggs and like a couple of plain cooked sausages, and like that was my lunch every day. And again, I got the results I wanted. Like I was losing weight. I was like, and I was also working as a laborer, so like I basically got a free workout every day along with this diet, and like I was getting the results I wanted. But like once I like, had that one cheat day that just like kept going.
Yeah, because yeah, once you like you stay away from something for so long that you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come back to it, you're like, ah, I remember you, and then it's just like it's hard.
Wendy's Baconator.
Milkshakes.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, one thing that was really tough, and like this, you can take this however you want, but like one thing that really got me over the edge is beer is not keto. And
Really?
really, and
What is keto?
uh,
Like,
keto is no carbs, no sugar,
so
or
is
as
liquor?
yeah. So like I got into
Okay.
whiskey. I was getting into whiskey
Okay.
and rye, but like that's just not my preferred drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoy beer culture. I really enjoy sampling beers. Like I like, it's not that just like, oh, I like this one beer and like I can't live without drinking. Like I love experimenting and trying as many different beer. Like I'm a beer culture guy, whatever, without trying to sound too fucking snowflakey.
Yeah. Beer's, yeah, bro. Nothing to be ashamed of. You what whiskeys did you get into?
Dude, I couldn't even tell you the names of them. Like it was just like I'd be at a restaurant and I'd just get like, what I used to get is those a flight of whiskey where it would be like 4 or 5 really really tiny glasses with like a bunch of different whiskeys in them, and like that's typically what I would order. I'd just be like, yeah, just like just get me a flight of whiskey, like, and I just let the waitress or waiter just like but whatever you want in them, like they're just something there for me to sip on. I feel like getting a little buzzed with this meal. I can't have beer. Like just hook me up. And like I would do that in case there was like I got a whiskey I didn't like. So like I'd be like, okay, I know that I like this one and that one and this one, and then if I was feeling like extra adventurous, I'd be like, okay, like I'll have like an actual glass of whiskey of like whatever you put in this cup because it's the one I like the most.
Have you ever tried Proper 12?
No, I know what it is though.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah.
I'm not like it's actually smooth. Like Conor McGregor yells about, it's the smoothest whiskey. Like it's nice. Like I remember I was at the not this New Year's obviously, but last New Year's I was at a friend's house, and we had a party, and I got Proper 12 and I brought it out, and then everybody was like, "Oh, can I try a little of that?" Like I've heard it's shit, and then
Oh
like
no.
yeah, so they all wanted to see, and then like I had like 6 people around me, and I all pour shots, and they're all taking them. They're all just going, "Hey, it's not bad. Hey, this is pretty good. I love this." Like it was just,
This is my
it was
life now.
it was hilarious. One guy was like, "This isn't shit," and then it was like, "Yeah."
That sounds
So,
like a commercial. That sounds like a shitty like high school production commercial. It's like,
yeah.
I heard it's shit. And takes a drink. Oh, it isn't shit.
Proper 12. Yeah,
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 and it's at the end. Proper 12.
yeah. Conor McGregor. Are
Um,
you have you been paying attention to UFC at all?
Not lately. I think the last time I was like even aware of UFC was the McGregor Cowboy fight.
Okay, he's fighting next week.
Who? McGregor or Cowboy?
McGregor.
Okay.
He's fighting Poirier.
Like I enjoy watching McGregor fight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a lot longer than uh, than Cowboy. I think Cowboy was not ready.
That just like proves to like again, like I enjoy like watching UFC, like I enjoy watching MMA. I never really got into like the behind the scenes, like what the politics of it, the drama behind
Mm,
it. I just heard like if someone tells me like, yeah, these are both really good fighters, I'm like, shit, okay, I guess like if you're telling me they're both good fighters, I guess it'll be a good fight that I can appreciate and watch. But I have
yeah,
like no backing behind either of the fighters I'm watching. I'm just like, I heard they're both good, so like I'm just here to like see a cool fight.
yeah,
And but like McGregor, just because of his stardom, like of course I'm aware of him. So
yeah.
like just for the sake of like being a devil's advocate, I'd always be like, well, let's see it. Like no, like maybe this guy will beat McGregor. Like every fight I watch McGregor go into, I'm like, well, like I only know McGregor, I don't know this guy, so like underdog, right? Like
Hmm.
like I don't know enough about this guy to know if he'll beat McGregor, but
The guy he's fighting,
yeah,
he fought him back in 2016, I think, or 2014. Um, and he beat him in a round, like first round.
okay,
And it was like the first main event fight he had. And it was like I think it was the fight that solidified him as like, okay, this guy's actually something to pay attention to.
okay,
And so yeah, now they're fighting again 6 years later, or 7 years later, and
nice.
yeah, so
What
it's gonna be interesting. He's gotten a lot. They both have gotten a lot better. So I think
Yeah. Well,
it's
that's
gonna be.
that's the thing. Like after watching that McGregor Cowboy fight is when I was like, okay, like McGregor, like has his stardom for a reason because
Yeah,
just like it's just like even like freaking they go into the clinch and then he just starts feeding him that shoulder,
yeah,
and
that
I
was
was like,
crazy.
that is innovative as
Yeah,
hell. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, like McGregor's like I know it sounds silly because it was like what a 12-second round and like all he did was really like hit him with his shoulder. But like just seeing that, I'm like, okay, like McGregor's passionate about this.
yeah,
Like if he's passionate enough to like figure something like that out, that
yeah,
like even Cowboy like wouldn't have been able to like see coming. Because if that was a regular move, then Cowboy maybe would have like tucked his head into his shoulder or like closed that distance or like
yeah,
create a bigger distance. But like that was something just like so out of nowhere and so like ingenuitive that like you got to give McGregor respect for it. Like
yeah. Because he stunned him with like he didn't even hit him, but he just stunned him with like how fast he came out, and he
yeah,
threw the left hand, and then he ducked, and then so when he ducked, he goes for the takedown. They clinch, so he's just thinking, okay, I gotta, what am I doing?
yeah, you're like
Boom,
we're
boom,
either
boom,
yeah,
and then he
like at
gets,
least with my little bit of experience, like if I was in that position, like the only two things that would come into my head is like getting out of this clinch or like I guess we're going to the ground.
yeah,
But then the shoulder and I was like,
yeah,
yeah, and like that
just
just
the way he backed himself up, and
yeah.
then like just made room for it, and it's crazy. And then he broke his nose, I think, with that, and then he like breaks apart, and he's all discombobulated, and then just next thing he knows, he's trying to dodge
Mhm.
strikes from like the best striker, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm fucked. And then
Could you
yeah,
imagine that though? Like you've just reached double digit seconds into the round and you've lost.
oh, it sucks. Yeah, I think it was 43 seconds or something like that.
Was it? I thought it was like just
It
past 10.
No, it was 40 something sec because it was so he throws the punch, goes for the clinch, shoulder strikes, and then I think Connor throws like a left, oh no, throws a jab, and then um, doing that whole
Yeah.
capoeira type thing, and then
Capoeira.
fucking Cowboy goes for a head kick, and then Connor blocks it, and then I think he, and then after that, once he blocks it, Connor throws a head kick, it lands, then he starts to wobble, goes in, falls against the fence, boom, and then so that was like
Do you just have
40
this
seconds.
entire fight just like burned into your memory? Like
I watched it recently. That was
you watched it recently?
the
Because like for people listening, like
yeah,
Bryson and I are like in a Skype call right now, so like we can see each other, and like not
yeah,
only was he just recalling the events, he was like reenacting the
yeah,
events. Like it
yeah, yeah.
like I feel like yeah, you must either it left quite an impression on you or you've watched it recently.
Oh, I definitely did, yeah. But no, I definitely watched it recently. I wouldn't have remembered all the details. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see him fight. I think it's I think it's actually going to be a bit more of a challenge
Yeah.
for him. But who knows? Maybe I'll be proven wrong in a week, and it'll be another minute finish.
Yeah. I mean, like, no matter how much you love the guy, like, it would be really cool to see him lose. It would just be
Yeah,
cool. Like,
yeah,
like just as a like a, hey, he's human,
yeah.
you know?
Like he's lost before. I think like that's kind of the cool thing about it is like he's somehow just he's so talented, but he's also like he's able to like just absorb a loss, go forth,
Yeah.
and still like carry on and succeed. And it's yeah, man, I like the guy.
Yeah. I only really sit down for MMA to like watch the fights. I don't really pay attention to the background stuff. I don't pay attention to the politics of it. I don't pay attention to the drama.
Yeah,
It's just if you tell me like this is supposed to be a good fight, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. Like
yeah.
that's
And I think you should watch it. It's gonna be a good one.
I mean, I used to like because again, I don't know what to do with this lockdown, but usually it would be like an event. We'd go and like,
Yep.
kind of make a social gathering of watching it. That used to be
Yeah.
a regular thing. Whenever it was supposed to be a good fight, like Jill and I would get together with some of our friends to watch it. And
Beer and wings. And,
yeah.
oh, I miss that. Yeah. Yeah.
Almost going on a full year without, you know, being
Yeah.
just being in a pub.
Yeah. When was the last time I was in I think I was in a pub the night they announced uh the pandemic. Like when they said folks, go home. I
Um,
was like, I'm having a drink tonight. I'll go home after. Like and then yeah, and then I took it pretty serious. And
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like Jill and I have been doing our best to take it as serious as possible. Again, like everybody that gets tired of it a little bit, we take, you know, some liberties every now and then, but like trying to be like as like safe, conscious as possible about it. But like as of right now, like with the most recent announcement, like Jill and I are just bunkering down. Like we're just not gonna like we've already made that firm. Like we're just gonna not do anything. We're
Yeah.
gonna work and stay at home, and that's about it.
Yeah. No, it's a bizarre time. Did you
Yeah,
get have you gotten like 10 Amber Alerts today or
I woke up with an Amber Alert.
yeah. I've gotten maybe it's because I live in Mississauga, the one of the worst places in Ontario for COVID right now. Uh,
Oh shit!
yeah, it's bad.
I feel like I'm gonna catch it through the webcam now.
Uh, no, I'm sure. Yeah, uh, it's it's crazy. Yeah, my phone like I was just listening to music. I was trying to work out and I got interrupted like 3 times within a workout.
Within the same workout session.
Yeah,
Huh.
with an Amber Alert. So like I'm listening to music. I'm like, oh god, like, it's so loud in my headphones that
Yeah,
it's brutal. But that's yeah, it's how they get your attention.
that
But
is how they get. Yeah, I mean, I like that's something that like I'll always agree with. Like the Amber Alerts are necessary. You got to get the word
yeah,
out.
yeah, for sure.
Like you had to look down on your phone and like dismiss something three times in the same workout. Meanwhile, like someone might be in danger, right?
Yeah, it's yeah. I think I'm not mad about it.
No,
Just
no, no.
I'm yeah. It's just the noise. Noise
Oh yeah,
fucking kills me.
scares. Yeah, I didn't even get like a noise or anything. I just woke up with an alert on my phone. Maybe I slept through it.
Okay.
If you wait long enough, do they just stop making noise?
I've never attempted that because the noise is just unbearable.
Just sit there
Um,
staring at it.
yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, man. It's a bizarre time.
it is. It really is.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. 2022 is when this is all sorted.
We're not even finished January. I'm like, I hope 2022 is better than this.
I feel like at the very like I don't know. Maybe I don't even want to really get my hopes up, but I'm just thinking like I think scientists are saying like September of this year is when like most of Canada will be
Immunized.
yeah.
Yeah.
And let's hope, but I'm yeah, I don't want to get my hopes up. So I don't know. I'm trying to just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah,
And
I'm just being very like blasé about it. Just like, I'm just doing what I'm told until I'm told I can do otherwise.
yeah, it's weird. I'm actually I'm trying to act like get acting gigs while
Yeah.
this is all going on. So like, I've done two background roles.
Oh, nice.
And I did that in December, and yeah, it's cool. Got COVID tested a bunch of
It's a
times.
free COVID test. That's
Free
what that
COVID. They
is.
they pay you for the COVID test,
They pay you to take a COVID test?
paying you for your time. So it's yeah,
Done deal, man.
done. Poke my brain, you know.
Poke my brain.
Yeah, it's it's actually yeah. They actually the third COVID test I had is when they poked my brain. First two it was like just a little swab in the nose and it was all good.
Hmm.
But the third time, this lady just was like, "Lean your head back,"
Oh, no.
and just bam. Yeah, it was it was awful. I almost shoved her, but I was like, no, I
I
can't.
almost shoved her. You don't want to
Yeah,
shove her when she's like connected directly into your freaking brain.
yeah, no, that's why I was like, I can't. No. It's awful. Makes you teary eyed and
I haven't had
yeah.
to get one. I haven't had like a reason to get one yet. Like
Oh, okay.
this entire, I like haven't needed a reason where like I need to get a test or else I can't XYZ. I haven't had any symptoms whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, like for the most part, like without COVID being a thing, like I only get sick like maybe once a year,
that's good.
and it's like a 2 day affair, and that's it. Like I'm sick for like 2 days a year,
Beautiful.
and like so like I'm just waiting because like now I'm afraid because like when I do get sick, I'm like, do I just ride this out because this is kind of normal, or should I get tested just to be safe? Or
Yeah, it's created such a paranoia.
yeah,
Like even when I have like a little bit of mucus, I'm like, oh no, no, is this it? Yeah, it's a weird time, but yeah, I'm optimistic of how it's gonna go
yeah,
because yeah, it's the yeah, it's
we
gonna get
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's it's very very elaborate,
yeah.
very yeah, descriptive. Um,
I think this might be a good time just to take a little break then.
yeah, my window's open and I'm shivering.
Okay, no
So
problem at all. We're gonna
yeah,
take a little break, and
all right,
we'll be right back.
all right,
Alrighty.
beautiful.
This episode is sponsored by Brotherhood MFG. Brotherhood MFG is a clothing brand centered around car culture with a fresh style. They've even given me a special discount code to give to you guys. So if you go to teespring.com/stores/brotherhoodmfg and use discount code PASTIME in all caps, you'll get a 13% discount off the entire store. All right, and we're back.
Woo.
Had a good little break there. I think I say
Yeah.
that every episode. And we're back. Had a good little break there.
What else would you say? Like if you wanted to switch it up, what would you?
I don't know, like maybe just continuing the episode. I always have to like
We
make
have returned.
make reference to the fact that like we were on a break,
Hmm.
and you don't know how long we were on a break for.
Yeah,
I could have just like hit like stop recording and then
it's a
just
new
like
day.
and then yeah, and it's been 3 days since I last spoke to Bryson.
Yeah,
It has not.
it's a very long pee. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess to get a little bit more on topic with what we were talking about before, with the 90-day challenge, the 90-day like I guess what is it, physical exercise?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to dedicate myself to doing something active, whether it's
Is it scheduled out or is it just like every day you just figure something
no,
out?
I kind of just listen to like how I'm feeling. Like
Okay.
if I feel one day that okay, I feel like I've done a bit too much the last couple days, so I'm gonna just do some yoga or I'm just gonna go for a walk and do some stretching
Mm-hmm.
and maybe like some type of movement. That's all I'll do. But it's just dedicating myself to doing something each day. Like,
Okay.
because there's been too many days where I've just sat on the couch or sat on the chair and just played Call of Duty. And it's as fun as it is, I feel pretty shitty if I just do that one thing. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's uh, for me, it's just to like get back into, uh, to get back into better shape because I lost.
Oh, because yeah,
I
you of all people, like for people who don't know Bryson personally, like this guy is an Adonis. Like he's just yeah. I could,
stop.
dude. You're like the most like muscular fit person I know.
No, I'll introduce you to some people.
I'll introduce. Well, it's just like again, like you and I did, 2 years of college together. Like you're the most like health conscious workout freak that I've ever met. I've known people that are like, yeah, like I go to the gym all the time and like like they look good, but like it's a philosophy for you. I feel like that's how it comes off.
I try. I mean, I feel like because I've been pretty pretty consistent
Mm-hmm.
um, over the last few years that if I am not being active or if I'm not eating the greatest, then I really feel like shit.
Like
So
shit, as in like you physically feel bad, or do you mean like guilt?
both,
Hmm.
both. I feel like sometimes I get like mental kind of like a mental fog or like a mental like it helps me just kind of feel more clear mentally. It helps me feel physically better.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and yeah, and then so when I had to like just take a seat for 3 to 4 months, um, that was that was a really big bummer.
Well, it must have been a
And
huge lifestyle change, right?
yeah,
Like, were you still
yeah,
like watching what you were eating like during that 3 to 4 month period, or were you just like
I was
whatever?
watching what I was eating because it was because of the hernia. The
Oh,
hernia would
okay.
be affected by like if I couldn't have spice, couldn't have like a lot of fat, couldn't have caffeine. I couldn't have any fruit.
Fruit.
Uh,
How would you
yep.
get like sugars in you? Like even like natural sugar.
I realized honey. Honey was
Oh.
actually a good one. So I remember I didn't have much sugar for like a few days,
Hmm.
and I was starting to feel like I felt really, I did not feel good. And then I realized, okay, I need because I haven't had sugar in a few days or like a very little amount. And then my mom was like, "Why don't you have some honey?" And I was like, "We got this fresh honey from the farm." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I try it, and it it's what I imagine how crack would feel because it was amazing. It like just the circuits that went off in my brain when
Yeah.
it touched my tongue, I was just like, oh, and
Well, yeah,
I
isn't
yeah
sugar like known as like an addictive substance? Like it can't be very addictive.
yeah
Like if you ever tried to like cold turkey, like just quit all sugar in your life,
yeah
like apparently
it's
you can get some pretty messed up like side effects.
yeah it was it was a shock to my body, like figuring out like what worked and what didn't work,
Hmm.
and yeah, I found coconut water helped a lot, so I got sugar out of that.
Okay.
Um, honey. Um, but now I'm at a point where I can eat whatever. Like I can eat spicy food. I can
Yeah.
eat.
Like, are you like fully recovered now?
I would say like 95%. Um,
Okay.
I still feel like something in the spot of where the hernia was. Um, I'm also not lifting like heavy stuff compared to what I was lifting before. Like, I think how I got injured was just consistent lifting for hours at a time with no food and a mask on
Mm.
in the middle of the summer. And like, I would eat a giant breakfast, and then I would have to like, I would maybe like I would have a lunch break, but sometimes we would work through the lunch break,
Okay.
and it was just killing my system. Like I was looking at it like, oh, I'm getting a workout in today. Like
Hmm.
I'm getting paid to lift couches, and I was having that mentality. But then once my back started to hurt, and then once I had the hernia, I I realized I can't maintain this. So um, it sucked. It just sucked. I yeah, it was a shock to just my lifestyle, and um, yeah, it was messed up. But I'm doing a lot better now.
That's good.
Um, Slowly ramping up the intensity,
I was about
and
to
so
say,
that's
are you thinking of like how soon do you think it'll be till you're back into lifting the heavy stuff?
um, I think when gyms open is when I'll really test it because
Okay.
I only have um I lent my 40-pound dumbbells and a 60-pound kettlebell to my friend once I got the injury because I was like, I'm not going to be using this for
Yeah.
a few months at least, and so but I'm gonna get those back from him probably next week, and then start experimenting with those. But I also got I got a trap bar for Christmas,
Oh, nice.
and I got two 25-pound plates, so it adds up to 78 pounds, and then I'll put a resistance band on that, and then so
Got to put an elastic band on that so people know I'm
yeah,
strong.
yeah, I'm serious. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and just yeah. Also, I got some gymnastic rings that I'm trying to.
Gymnastic rings, like the metal rings.
Yeah, like you know the like suspended, like like Olympic rings.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so like find a high enough place, sturdy enough thing to hang them off of. You can you can do dips, pull ups, rows, all that. So like it's so I feel like I'm gonna get really good with like body weight stuff, and
Okay.
then just build myself from there, and then slowly incorporate the weights. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be lifting anything lifting anything over 150 pounds
Do you think
for
that that's like a smart thing to do? Like for people out, because everyone's staying at home right now, right? Like, do you think that there's certain feats that you should only really attempt in a controlled environment like a gym, or do you think that if you have like a well maintained home gym, you can like go just as hard as you would at a gym?
I think if you're new, like if you're a beginner, and you have access to like a good home gym, like you have a lot of equipment and that stuff, I think if you're new, you shouldn't really train alone, and you shouldn't really try to push yourself to the max without somebody there with you
Mm-hmm.
because you can really mess yourself up. Um, and yeah, I think a lot of people fall into like when they get back, like if they used to go to the gym and then when they get back to the gym or just get back to working out,
Mm-hmm.
they have this mindset like I gotta catch up, I gotta
Yeah.
do this. They go way too hard and then they obliterate themselves the first week,
Oh
and then
yeah, I made
they
that mistake. I made
yeah.
that mistake hard. Like before going to college myself, I used to go to the gym very actively. I would go
Mhm.
once or twice a day, 6 days a week consistently for like a year straight.
Yeah.
And then I went to college, kind of got caught up with the college life, and it's a much bigger city than where I'm from, and I took like a year off working out at the gym, and then once like the Toronto lifestyle kind of got comfortable for me,
Hmm.
I decided to get back to the gym, and I remember like the first thing I went to, because it was the thing that before I stopped going to the gym I was most confident about. I went straight to tricep dips,
Mm.
and like I wanted to jump off the roof. Like I was so upset. Like before, like I could freaking put weights on my legs and I can go like full sets of tricep dips, and then like after
Mm.
just 1 year off, I
Yeah.
went back to it. Like I could barely do a full set without like having like call it quits for the rest of the day, and I was
Yeah.
so upset with myself.
Yeah, man. It's shocking how quick you actually can lose the gains you have if you don't stay consistent. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I when I had to take a few months off, before that I used to just like I would have 40-pound dumbbells that I would just curl and press for fun. Like I'd be on the phone and just like I was that kind of a meathead. And but then I had to take time off, and then I picked up a once they gave me the green light to pick up a 25-pound dumbbell. It felt so heavy the first time I tried to pick up a 25-pound dumbbell.
Really?
And yeah, and then I yeah, I started with like doing like just one set a day of like I was able to still lift it like for 10 to 12 reps, but I felt exhausted after not doing it for like a few months, not really doing any exercise for a few months. So um, yeah, so that's really why I'm doing this 90-day challenge, is to just get back into better shape and yeah, I mean if I inspire anybody to to work on themselves, or just doesn't
Hashtag
have to.
90-day challenge.
Exactly. Shout out to Romario, who he's actually my friend Romario is the guy who inspired me to do it, because
Okay.
he just decided to do a 90-day challenge, and would see him on Instagram and just be like, "Ah, this guy's doing it. This guy's going hard." And then like every day, and then it was like he would do it. His 90-day challenge is he has to work out outside, no matter what weather,
Oh.
no matter like he just has to get it done at some point in the day.
But
And then
outside. Outside is the key part.
yeah, so like yeah, just create a good 6 feet radius around you, and get to work. And so yeah, he's been out there like during like a snowstorm, and yeah, I told him one day, I was like, you're really making me feel itchy. Like I need to start doing something. And he was like, yeah, man, go for it. And then I sat with it, and then I think um, I've never really been one for New Year's resolutions, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't really call it a resolution. I just felt like it's a new year, so I might as well start doing something different and new, and
Yeah.
uh, that's why I'm doing it. He inspired me, and yeah,
That's great. I mean, I don't think you should ever have to wait for like a New Year's resolution to like better yourself. To be completely
no,
honest,
yeah,
like I really don't see like December 31st versus January 1st. Like there's really nothing has changed.
yeah,
Like the calendar date has changed, but
yeah.
why wait for January 1st if you can start at December 31st?
A three is gone, and the letters are different. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. What are you have you faced any troubles yet with this 90-day challenge, or has it been like so far smooth sailing?
Uh,
After taking such like a long break from physical activity, like have you found like any issues with motivation? Have you found any issues with just even thinking of things to do that day? Like are you trying to are you planning on doing something completely different all 90 days, like 90 separate activities within the 90-day period, or is it just like as just do something and it counts?
just just do something. Um, I want to document it, so like I
Mm-hmm.
can look back at it and then see the development. Um, but I'm also keeping in mind that like it's 90 days straight.
Yeah.
I'm I can't go hard every workout,
No,
because
because then
yeah. Um, so that's why like I'll do yoga, or I'll go for a long walk, and then or I'll go for like a couple walks during the day, or um, just do something each day. Like yeah, it might be a little repetitive at times, because it's not. I feel like there's only so much I can do, but
yeah.
I try to. But I am getting. I'm trying to get more creative with how I make the videos, which is
Yeah,
fun.
different camera angles. So you've had some background music in a couple of them.
Yep, yep. I did I don't know if you know who NBA Youngboy is. He's a rapper.
Okay.
Um, and there's a bunch of memes out, like you could look up on YouTube, like NBA Youngboy fans are like dot dot dot, and then it's like they just play his music in the background, and then it's a guy how NBA YoungBoy fans watch TV, and it's just him holding a flat screen like right in front of his face, just like kind of like leaning sideways, and then like just he just has like a very like aggressive uh, vibe to him.
It's very
So
aggressive kind of music.
yeah, so um, yeah, I just that's why if you look at day number 4, that's why I was acting the way I was acting. I was just trying to do that. So yeah,
I thought you were
I'm
just going crazy, man.
yeah, well that too, you know. It's a bit of a crazy time, but yeah, I have a theme that I'm gonna post tonight.
Okay.
Um, it's actually gonna be a Tenet theme. I don't know if
Okay.
have you seen Tenet?
I haven't yet. I was supposed to actually watch it in theaters, and I never got the
Ah,
opportunity to.
I watched it at a drive-in,
Oh.
which uh, wasn't the greatest because you had people walking in front of your car every 5 minutes, and then high beams beaming in your
Oh.
face, and then like the quality of the sound wasn't that good.
Why would you
So
have your high beams on in a movie, like in a drive-in movie theater?
because people would just be driving through like
Oh.
idiots and just like I gotta see where I'm going, and then like it's
Oh.
yeah, it was annoying, but I liked the movie, but when I watched it the first time there, it's a confusing movie, and
Yeah.
I think I was even more confused than
Well, I remember that's the conversation that like made us want to go watch it because like me and a few of my friends like we only watched the trailer and then we both had theories of like okay well I think this is what it's about okay well I think this is what it's about and we're like fuck it we'll just go watch it and then we didn't because we were like maybe it's not a good idea because of everything going on and
yeah.
what is the most recent movie that you've watched in a movie theater? Do you remember?
In a movie theater. Uh, shit. Um, what was it? It might have been. When did that come out?
I don't know.
Um, the one. Nah, I think it might have been, Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. Serenity. I think it
Serenity.
was. I think it was called Serenity.
Okay.
Um, maybe. I hope so. Anyway, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, um, and Dijmon. Forgetting his last name, but the guy from Blood Diamond.
Okay.
Uh, they were all in it. I think that may have been like one of the last movies I saw in the theater.
I'm
But
pretty sure mine was John Wick 3.
damn, that was a good movie. Oh man, I remember when I first watched John Wick, I was like, this is so stupid. It's just like the stereotypical action movie.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again, and then I would watch like the second, third one, and it's just grown on me. Like it's just like it's so simple, but it's so good. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's well not like so simple, but it's like it's done. I love Keanu.
Oh yeah, no,
He's
he's no. I wish he's been. I wish he's in more stuff. Like I feel like he's like so idolized, but like he's in not too many things. Like I just wish there was just something we can do to see more of him.
yeah. Do you know what's that movie? You know the guy from Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for, I think it's called
Yeah.
Nobody. It's called
Yeah.
Nobody? Yeah, yeah.
It looks like a John Wick ripoff, but
I could totally see them combining the universes.
yeah, they're from the same profession.
I could totally see that. I could see like fucking at the end of the movie or after the credits, uh, that guy's just sitting in a room, like a dark room, and then
No, he's at
here's
the
like,
hotel. He's at the
oh
hotel.
yeah, 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 that'd be, oh man, yeah. Oh dude, that'd be sick. I hope it happens. But yeah,
I
when
mean,
I saw that, I thought that would happen.
well, it looks so similar to John Wick. I feel like it's not a stretch to at least assume that.
Yeah, I don't know. My friend thought I was crazy, but I think I'm onto something. That's just me.
Yeah, and that's something that we're going to have to take into consideration too, though. Is like it's good if you can find a way to be active at home, but like you need to find a way to entertain yourself at home too.
Totally.
Like I
The
think
amount of times I call my friends a day is crazy. Like we call each other like multiple times a day just to like keep ourselves sane.
I feel like calling saying like what's new with you like is kind of inappropriate to say.
Yeah. No, I have a few friends that like we call each other all the time, so that it's like we just go into like just silly shit, like just immediately.
I just play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
Like play with my brother, play with my friends, and then we'll just like through party chat. Like
Yeah.
that's how I'm staying in contact with other people.
Thank God for video games.
Thank God for
Thank God.
like online video games.
Yeah. I was talking to my mom about like I asked her like what were you doing when you were 25? And then she was like definitely not what you're doing. And then we got onto the conversation of like could you imagine if you had to be in a pandemic during when you were 25? Because when she was 25, you probably had like 40 channels on the TV. You didn't have cell phones. You didn't have internet. You just were told to stay home. Like,
Yeah, that would definitely see a lot of issues arise with that.
yeah. So I think we're a little lucky under these circumstances to have what we have. But
But I think there's a lot of pros and cons to it then, like as well though, because I feel like, if this whole pandemic thing happened when there was no internet, like nothing like that, like I feel like the spread of misinformation would be a lot lower, and like the kind of crazy people will kind of
yeah,
be a little bit more secluded.
yeah,
Actually, that might be the only pro.
yeah. That'd be a big pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like as much as it's like this could be completely baseless, but I feel like maybe if that whole opportunity to spread misinformation, I feel like the pandemic may not even would have like lasted like a shorter amount of time than it would today.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, yeah, I think misinformation and all the hoopla is just really messing this up, and just
Yeah.
having that like conflicting bullshit is just like, listen, man, like this shit's real. Don't stop saying it's a hoax, or it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's bah, yeah, it's frustrating.
Oh, it is.
2022 will be good.
2020. We're not even finished with January, but boy, I'm already looking forward to 2022
Yep, yep.
or 2021 Part 3.
Oh, you see the whole thing of the meme of 2020 is over, but now the new year is called 2021,
Yeah.
like as it won 2021,
2021.
and then 2022 is just 2020 part two. Like it's yeah,
No,
and then
there's
so also we gotta wait till 2030, and then yeah,
like 20. Yeah. It's like there's 2020, 2020 Part 2 Strikes Back, 2020 3D.
yeah, 2024. What would that be?
I don't know. It's probably going to be some spin off where they change the cast.
Yeah, yeah. Morgan Freeman's the narrator.
Yeah. Oh, I should have said 2022 Electric Boogaloo.
Damn, look what you messed up. You messed
Yeah.
up big
But I think that's pretty much our time though. For people wanting to follow along with Bryson's 90-day journey, why don't you let them know where they can find you?
time. I am at I underscore am underscore McBain. So if you want to check me out and see me do some exercise, that's where you can see me.
You're really good at selling yourself.
Thank you, man.
All
I don't
right.
know if it's sarcasm, but I love you.
Uh, all right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and until next time. It was good talking to you, Bryson, and we'll see everybody on the next episode.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.